Max cushion shoes have become a really popular segment in the running shoe market recently, with loads of options now available and more runners choosing to go for these massive foams. These Max Stack shoes are often marketed as the shoe that's going to provide that ultimate comfort to protect your legs from the impact of the roads with all that foam underneath us. I've personally been enjoying getting a lot of my runs done in this style of shoe recently, so today I thought I'd break down my 6 favourite shoes in this section, letting you know what's different about them, all my likes and dislikes to help you with your buying decisions when you're looking for this type of shoe. And as always with everything here on the channel, I bought all of these shoes 100% with my own money to give you my completely honest, unbiased thoughts. Thanks to everyone that supports this channel by liking the videos, sharing them with their friends and commenting down below with your thoughts on the best Max Stack shoes out there, and also everyone that checks out my website benparks.com. We've got amazing running hats, training plans and technical gear to help you with your running, and feel free to use code YouTube10 for 10% off your next order. Right, let's get stuck into all the shoes now. We've got 6 to go through, starting at the cheapest, finishing with the most expensive, starting out with the New Balance More version 5. I've been enjoying this shoe for a few months now, using it for a lot of my recovery runs, which is where this shoe is best. Price wise, this set me back £140. Stack height 44mm at the back of the shoe, 4mm drop overall, and coming at 374 grams for me in my UK size 12. A little bit on the heavy side, as a lot of these shoes are on this list today. We've got New Balance's Fresh Foam X midsole, extra soft, extra squishy, very plush here. This really does feel like you've got some marshmallows under your feet. And finally, it was true to size for me. Right, let's start out chatting about the likes with this shoe. It was supremely comfortable and very soft. This is going to be really good if you like that very plush, sinking into the foam type feeling with a shoe like this. There is a good width to the base of this shoe, a lot of surface area on the bottom here, so you do feel surprisingly stable in them given how soft it is as well. It's also got a really nice rocker here at the front of the shoe, really helps you get a nice leg turnover going there. And the upper with the shoe provides a really accommodating area at the front of the shoe, so if you've got wide feet, you're going to be good here, but there is an extra wide option, so if you have got particularly wide feet, then go and check that one out. And this is a great option also not just for runners, but everybody wanting some all-day comfort, whether you're walking, working, whatever you're doing. If you want a shoe for traveling, something like that, this is going to provide you that all-day comfort with running and everything you choose to do in it. Dislikes with this shoe, the upper is quite thick, potentially some breathability issues there if you are running in this shoe in a particularly hot climate. And really with this shoe, this is just easy and recovery runs only. This foam is so soft, so you really aren't going to be picking up the pace too much in this shoe, but it's going to look after your legs supremely well out there. So in summary, with the New Balance More version 5, this is the cheapest shoe here by a long way. Some pretty good value at £140. Perfect for someone that's going to love that super soft, super squidgy, super plush type ride. Right, moving on, let's have a chat about a Puma shoe coming up next. So this is a Puma MagMax Nitro, a very new shoe here from Puma. Their first real contender in this max stack height type of area. This is for your easy runs, your recovery runs, but also your long runs. You can go for a long way in this and pick up the pace a little bit better than you could in the New Balance shoe there. Price-wise, quite a lot for a Puma shoe here, £170. Stack height 46mm. Absolutely crazy at the back of the shoe. 8mm drop overall and 366 grams for me in my UK size 12. We've got Puma's Nitro foam midsole, and the sizing was pretty good here. It was true to size for me. Well, let's have a chat about some of my likes with the shoe. Firstly, the outsole with the shoe is very grippy. The Puma Grip outsole is absolutely fantastic. A great winter option here. Many people say Puma's outsoles are some of the very best out there, and this one delivers fantastically well. It's also a good stable option here. Again, surprisingly stable here in the corners. You're not going to have to worry about rolling an ankle in this one. The stability is coming from this foam. It is definitely on the stiff side, on the dense side, so you're definitely not going to be wallowing. It doesn't have that soft marshmallowy feeling that the New Balance had. This one's a lot firmer. Your feet sit slightly below that top level of the midsole, so you're getting a really good lockdown there with this really nice upper as well. You're also getting a surprising amount of energy return, a lot of poppiness and springiness and responsiveness from this foam here, which is Puma's highest end foam. So you can definitely pick up the pace a lot more than you expect with a shoe that is quite this size. You don't notice all that weight and that bulkiness with this shoe as much as you do in some of the ones that are coming on a little bit later in this video. And also the upper with the shoe is really quite nice and very breathable as well. So if you are running some hotter climates, you get some good airflow coming through here. Dislikes with the Puma. Sadly, although it's the second cheapest shoe here, is definitely on the expensive side for a Puma shoe, which is really because the amount of Puma's highest end foam that's in this shoe, it just warrants putting the price up to what it is. But it's still cheaper than most of the ones out there, so maybe it's a positive at £170. Shoes are going absolutely crazy these days. And then the final dislike is a little bit on the narrow side. A lot of Puma shoes are on the narrow side. So if you're someone that has narrow or sort of fairly standard feet, you're going to be okay. But a wider footed person is probably going to want to look elsewhere. So in summary with the shoe, this is a really great option for someone looking for a very stable, firmer and more versatile ride than something like the New Balance is offering. And it's really going to be suitable for your easy pace, your steady pace, your marathon pace and your longer runs. And you've got the best grip out of all of these options as well. So if you're looking for a good winter shoe option, this is definitely the one to be going for. Right, going up a little bit in price now is the Asics Gel Nimbus 26, a shoe I had earlier on this year. I used it and then it was time for it to be retired. And I don't have it here anymore, but really enjoyed putting a lot of Ks through that shoe. The purpose of something like the Asics Gel Nimbus 26, this is definitely very similar to the New Balance here. Your easy and recovery runs. Price-wise, it set me back £180. Stack height at the back, 42mm, and then an 8mm drop overall. Weight-wise, 373 grams for me in my UK size 12. The midsole, we're getting a lovely big slab of the FF Blast Eco Plus to really help absorb all that impact from the roads. And sizing-wise, it was true to size for me. Starting out with the lights with the Asics, it comes in 3 different widths, which is really fantastic. Standard, wide, and extra wide. So if you're someone that has a slightly wider foot, this is definitely going to be one of the ones to have a look at. The upper is super soft and super stretchy. This gives a fantastic lockdown, ultra breathable and ultra comfortable as well. It's actually marketed as the most comfortable running shoe, and it's really hard to disagree with that. It came top of the list when I did my most comfortable shoe video at the start of this year, and I'll link to that up here and down in the description as well. And I had absolutely no overheating, no hot spots, no blisters or anything like that. But as I say, it's not all smiles. We've got some dislikes to go through quickly as well. Like the more version 5 at the start of the video, the shoe is best at those easy and recovery run paces. The foam isn't quite as soft as the New Balance, but it's still very much on the soft side. New Balance, very, very soft. This is just very soft. So don't expect to be picking up the pace in this one too much. For me, I use this just as about second run of the day type shoe when I just wanted to look after my legs. So in summary, if comfort is your main priority, then this is definitely a good one to be looking at. As I say, this is my recovery run shoe that I use for the first half of this year, and it looked after my legs fantastically well. Plus, there's some really good discounts on the 26 now because the 27 isn't far away, apparently. Right, let's move on to the next one. We're talking about Brooks. Right, this is a new shoe from Brooks, the Brooks Glycerin Max, and I think it's a really nice looking shoe as well. Let me know what you think down in the comments. This is, I think, one of the best looking shoes that Brooks have produced. The purpose of the Glycerin Max, this is an easy and recovery run shoe as well, but it's going to be really good at the long runs. It's a little bit firmer, a little bit more responsive. You're getting a little bit more propulsion to look after yourself deep into those long runs. Price-wise, £180. Stack height at the back of the shoe, 45mm, and a 6mm drop overall. Weight-wise, 375 grams. Midsole with the shoe, we've got Brooks's DNA-tuned cushioning here. Basically, we've got 2 different types of density foams. We've got some larger cells at the back for some nice, airy, soft landings, and some smaller density foams at the front just to help with that poppy toe-off. And you can kind of feel that working in there, I'm not going to lie. Sizing-wise, this was true to size for me. Right, let's start out with the likes. Now, this is the closest feeling shoe I've ever found to the best shoe in class here, really, which is the Asics Superblast version 2. Just very, very similar midsole feeling that you get with the shoe. The midsole is definitely a lot firmer than you'd expect for a 45mm stack shoe, but it's bouncy and has really fantastic energy return as well. The rocker at the front of the shoe is really quite pronounced, and it gives you a lovely transition through the foot strike, encourages a really good turnover, so it really helps disguise the weight and the bulkiness of this shoe, because it is a very big shoe here, but also with so much cushioning and a lot of padding around the heel there, and this engineered mesh upper getting a good amount of airflow coming through there. It's a really comfortable ride, and as everything with Brooks, everything I've ever tested, really great build quality with this shoe. Really feels like a very good quality product, and durability is going to be high on a shoe like this. We've got a fantastic rubber outsole here, providing some really good winter grip as well. Right, let's move on to chat about a few of the dislikes, and what really sets this shoe apart from the Superblast is you just really can't get away from the weight and the bulkiness in this shoe. The Superblast is nearly 100 grams lighter, which is just, of course you're going to notice something like that, and you can just pick up the pace far better in the Superblast. But yeah, marathon pace and slower, it's just going to look after your legs really well. If you do want to do some speed and some workouts in it, you're going to get a good extra workout with the extra sort of bulkiness and the weight in this shoe. So maybe it's not all bad, but yeah, just weight and bulk, unfortunately, do let this shoe down. Right, let's have a chat about the summary with this one. This is just a really great shoe for someone that is looking for a larger size shoe. This goes all the way up to a UK 14. Brooks offers some really great versatility across a lot of their line. Unfortunately, they're not offering this in wide at the moment. Hopefully that will come soon. But the width in the shoe is surprisingly generous as well. So another good wide option there if you have a slightly wider foot. And if you like a little bit more of a firmer feel underfoot, then as I say, this is going to be a really good option. Right, moving on to the Hoka Skyward X, the biggest shoe here, the biggest shoe I've ever reviewed. 48mm stack height at the back of this shoe. Absolutely crazy. This is for your easy runs, recovery runs, and longer runs as well. This sent me back £185 here in the UK. Stack height, as I just said, 48mm stack height, 5mm drop overall. This is absolutely crazy. You're going to feel so tall in this shoe. You sit right on top of that 48mm stack height. You really can't feel any of the ground. Weight-wise, 378 grams for me in my UK size 12. Midsole, we've got two different layers of foam in this shoe. One layer of super soft premium Puma foam from Hoka, and then one layer of that super critical EVA for added durability. And you're also getting a carbon plate in this shoe as well, which is added in there to add a lot more extra stability. With this amount of stack height and this amount of softness that you get in the shoe, you're really going to need that plate in the shoe to hold it all together. Sizing wise, this was true to size for me. Starting out with my likes with the shoe, this is just really good fun to run in. The softness, the stability that the shoe provides, and that plate when you pick up the pace, it's just an all-round fun package. It puts a smile on your face. It feels really quite smooth through the foot strike, despite a lot of bulk in the shoe and a lot of weight in the shoe as well. It feels really good quality. It's a very good build quality here from Hoka, and really great for that long time on feet, those long runs, or maybe even long distance walking as well. It is also very, very soft and very squishy in this shoe. Very similar feeling to the Gel Nimbus 26 and the More version 5, but that plate in the shoe means that it's a lot stiffer than those shoes, a lot more stability with the shoe, so it's just going to excel a lot more as you pick up the pace to marathon pace and half marathon pace, something like that. This is now a shoe that some heavier people could definitely want to consider doing some racing in as well. If they're worried about some of the foams bottoming out, definitely not going to be the case here. In terms of dislikes with the shoe, I kind of feel I'm repeating myself quite a bit today, but it's just obviously a bit heavy, a little bit bulky. It's the heaviest shoe here today, the heaviest shoe that I've ever tested here on the channel. But with all that foam and those plates, they really do look after your legs very, very well. So in summary, there's a little bit more tech going on in this shoe with that plate here. And as I say, it's the only one here on this list. It's also a lot of fun to run in. It's quite extreme on the stack height front. So if you want a really lightweight shoe, this is definitely going to be one to avoid. But I've got a lightweight shoe coming up now. So let's have a chat about the Superblast version 2. As soon as you pick this up, you know you're picking up something very, very special. It's so much lighter. This was 288 grams for me in my UK size 12, at least 100 grams lighter than a lot of those options. This is my second pair, which is why I've actually had to write number 2 on the back here. Wore my first pair out. But anyway, let's move on to share all of the facts and figures. The purpose of the shoe like this This is a classic daily shoe. You can definitely do your long runs, you can do your races, you can do your easy runs. You can kind of do recovery runs. It's certainly not the best option out there for your recovery runs, but it's a shoe that can do everything pretty damn well. Price-wise, talking around about £200. The prices do change a little bit on the Asics website. Around about £200 though. Stack height, 45mm stack height. Still a lot of foam you're getting with this shoe here, as with all the ones in this video today. 8mm drop overall. Weight-wise is coming in at 288 grams, so around about 90 to 100 grams lighter than all the other ones. But I did get this in half a size down, so that's just what you need to do in something like the Superblast. So this wasn't true to size. I got half a size down, so 11.5 for me. Midsole wise, we've got mostly Asics' FF Turbo Plus foam, Asics' most premium foam that they offer in all of their high-end race shoes. That's what the bulk of this shoe is here. And then underneath that, we've got a layer of FF Blast foam, which is a lot more durable. And then as usual, we've got the rubber outsole here, these yellow bits that you can see on the bottom of the shoe, just to add that extra grip. The big improvement from Superblast 2 versus 1 was a lot better grip, but it's still nowhere near as good as something like the Puma grip. As I say, sizing wise, I went half a size down. Likes with this shoe, it's just so versatile. If you're traveling, moving around, you can only take one shoe with you. This is really, for me, this year, and a lot of last year as well, this is the shoe I'm always want to be taking. A shoe that can really do it all. Races, I've raced in this shoe. You can do speed sessions in this shoe. Easy runs, long runs. It's super comfortable as well. A shoe that I reach for about 90% of the time when I'm not testing other shoes. It's also supremely lightweight, as we've chatted about, and also surprisingly durable. I got around about 1,000 very happy Ks in my first pair of Superblast. Now I'm on to my second pair. I've got another pair ready to go. Dislikes with this shoe, unfortunately it's still very hard to get hold of, but as soon as this comes into stock, it always sells out within 24 hours. So yes, it's very much on the expensive side, but the versatility makes up for that, and the demand clearly makes up for that. They could certainly put the price up with the shoe and people would still be paying for it. It's that much in demand. So summary with the Superblast 2, yes, definitely the lightest shoe here, the most versatile, but definitely the firmest ride. This is a shoe that is going to give you a pretty firm ride out there, but it's responsive, and I say you can pick up the pace really quite nice with this shoe. Now, some people might be asking why you're not reviewing the Invincible. Well, I haven't got it yet. Version 4 is due out supposedly this year. We'll be bringing that full Nike Invincible version 4 as soon as it drops, so get subscribed for that. So let's go through my final thoughts with these shoes here, starting out with the New Balance. Definitely the softest, squishiest shoe here, but also the cheapest one as well. Perfect for someone looking for those super squishy, soft recovery runs to look after your legs. Puma, the outstanding feature with the Puma, it's got the best grip, the best winter running option here, and definitely something you can do some long runs in, a little bit more responsive. The Gel Nimbus 26, the most comfortable shoe here in the lineup. The Brooks, best for people with particularly big feet with the sizing options that are on offer. And again, you can go long in this shoe, really nice and responsive as well. Hoka's Skyward X, the most extreme, the biggest stack height, a big fan favorite on the channel this year. A lot of you guys absolutely loving the Skyward X, as we've got a dedicated review all about this one, so go and check that one out. And then yeah, probably going to be my favorite shoe of the year. The best all-rounder, most versatile, lightweight, but sadly the most expensive option as well. But the one I would definitely recommend wholeheartedly above all the others on the list. But they're all really good options. Let me know what you would choose on the list here. Next video coming up is our best daily shoe options, where you can see that up here. Or if you want to see that dedicated Hoka Skyward X video, I'll link to that one down here. Keep on working hard, keep on getting done. And we'll see you very soon in the next one.